The variation of compressive strength of silica sand with different types of binders. Abstract, metals are cast into different shapes by pouring molten metal into mold cavities and removing the mold material after the metal has solidified as it cools. The mold material commonly used is sand with necessary amount of binders, additives, and moisture. Different types of binders will affect characteristics like strength of mold, permeability, and refractoriness. This paper elaborates the work of trying various binders with respect to compressive strength as it affects the ability of the mold to take the load of flowing molten metal, and the solidified cast.Silica sand is mixed with different binders. A standard specimen is prepared for each and their compressive strength is tested with the help of universal sand testing machine. The results of these tests have been discussed in the paper. Keywords: casting, binder, green sand, universal sand testing machine, ramming machine, compressive strength. Introduction. With the constant use of foundry in manufacturing process, it becomes highly necessary to use the most optimal products to get the best results. The most used combination in green sand molding is silica sand plus moisture plus binders plus additives. The use of binder affects the properties of the mold the most as it produces the cohesion to bind the sand particles, imparting strength to the sand. When the molten metal is poured into the sand mold, it is being subjected to various types of forces: tensile, compressive and shear. The reason to concentrate mainly on compressive strength is because the stability of cast is high if the compressive strength of the mold is high. The question about which binder will give the highest value of compressive strength made us to perform the tests regarding it. India is known as the country of industries, and the initial step for any of these industries is foundry 1. Foundry is the most used manufacturing process to produce intricate parts with low cost compared to other manufacturing process, majorly during mold preparation using green sand clay 3. Binders are the materials used to exhibit their binding properties in sand molding. Commonly used binders used in industries are clay, bentonite, sodium silicate, etc. Metal casting is one of the earliest metal shaping method known to humankind. As time passed on, there is drastic change in casting the metal, by using more waste products for. The binders have certain properties like binding the sand particles of the mold as soon as possible. The harden the mold in a very less time. 5. 2 Literature survey. Aman Singh, Janendra Singh Chauhan, Pushpendra Kumar Jain, 2018. 1 noted that fly ash from thermal and graphite industries are very effective for dry sand molding. They compared the structure of ash and river sand and determined that the permeability and compressibility results are good. H. Srividyakulkarni, Srivishnu Bharadvaj, Shrichrun Sudarshan S. Akshay S. and Galapat, 2018. 2 in their experimental study show that fly ash of type F can replace shell sand by 18% by weight, and fly ash of class C can replace shell sand to 15% by weight without compromising on quality of the casting. Ankituta Christina Kazan Kasanida, 2011. 3 researched about fly ash as a reinforcement agent in developing composites based on recycled rubber and plastics. It shows that using a low amount of fly ash in composites increases the compression by almost 3 times. P. Munasamy R. Balaji C. Shivakandan, 2017. 4 in their experimental analysis show that the compression strength of the green sand with fly ash increases up to 14%, and for the clay it increases with the increase in the addition of clay. Also aluminium casting components of moderate surface finish are obtained. P. Karunkaran, C. Jigat P. Dhanpal, and P. Sengadavel, 2014. 5 found out that several physical properties of sugar industry fly ash and molding sand were similar. Their study revealed that 24% fly ash addition to molding sand produced satisfactory surface finish of castings. Warid Wazian Ahmed Zailani, Maud Mustafa Al-Bakri Abdullah, Maud Remy Razani, Maud Arif Zainal, Rafiza Abd Razak, and Muhammad Fahim Maud Tahir, 2017. 6 researched strength of fly ash-based geopolymer mortar. It showed that fly ash-based geopolymer mortar with 0.5 ratio has a very high strength. It showed observations to prove good binding between sand and geopolymer binder. Professor Jerry Sobczak, Mr. Robert M. Pergert, Balinsky Andrei Darlikpau L. Stol Mashij, Dr. Natalie Sobczak, 2002. 7 have prepared a report on use of fly ash as an aggregate for foundry sand mold and core production. This shows that fly ashes when added up to 20% gives castings of satisfactory quality. Drive S. L. Patil, J. N. Kale S. Suman, 2012. 8 researched on compressive strength of fly ash concrete. It showed that workability of cement concrete mix increased from 25 mm for 0% fly ash to 120 mm for 25% fly ash. This research shows that cement having high proportions of fly ash can be near to properties of pure concrete. Cement percentage V/S compressive strength. Figure 4.1 graph between cement percentage and compressive strength. B sand plus moisture plus furnace ash. the required amount of sand is mixed with the required percentage of ash and moisture. The mixture is rammed and then tested. The following are the results obtained. The maximum compressive strength obtained is 720 G/cm3. The variation of the percentage of binder and moisture gives us different results. Graph between ash percentage and compressive strength. C sand plus moisture plus all-purpose flour, the required amount of sand is mixed with the required percentage of all-purpose flour and moisture. The mixture is rammed and then tested. The following are the results obtained. The maximum compressive strength obtained is 460 G/cm3. The variation of the percentage of binder and moisture gives us different results. Sand v. Applications. Foundry practice is a major part of manufacturing from the very beginning of the industry. Sand molds are a major part of the casting process. With the concepts and conclusions of this paper we can select the best suited binder for the preparation of sand molds. 6. Conclusion and scope for future studies. Analysis of different parameters like permeability, shear strength, and refractoriness, which are also very important properties of molding sand. The tests of sand with different types of binders was conducted, and the highest compressive strength value was for the combination of sand weighing 148 grams with 12 ml of moisture and 40 grams of furnace ash. Therefore, we can conclude that furnace ash has good compressive strength.